No, Simon. You know, Simon. No, not that Simon. Or that one. No, not that one. Definitely not that one. I'm talking about the hunter from Bloodborne. The hunter that you meet in the Nightmare DLC. Have you ever looked at Simon's style of weapon and clothing and thought, I wonder what it would be like to be just like him in this dream/nightmare filled game? Well, today's the day, because we're going to be borrowing his weapon and playing through the entire game, fighting every boss to see if it was even possible for Simon to conquer the nightmare. This will be considered a challenge run, so there will be a few set rules. Those being, we can only use the transformed state of Simon's bowblade and nothing else. Number 2, no glitches. Start the run. We wake up finding ourselves in Yosefka's clinic after having a dream of an old man laughing at us with what was seemingly his slimy friends, who are now our slimy friends. Taking a fast exit, we run straight to Yarnum up the ladder to make it to our first lamp. We light it, and then we move on. We run through the Yarnum crowd, who seem to be having a party of some sort, which is unfortunate for us because they're blocking the road, and now we have to go through the sewers to reach our destination. After talking to our sewer friend, whose quest line I totally won't forget about, we head up the final ladder and activate our shortcut. With that activated, we head to the graveyard to find our first boss, Father Gascoigne. And oh my, Big G, what big teeth you have. We choose Big G as the first boss because what may come as a surprise is that he has less health than the cleric beast. And with the amount of damage we are doing with our charge attack, I'd say this run may be a smooth ride. It wasn't. After handing Big G 12 arrows in various parts of his bodies, he decided to show us who the real alpha is. Joke's on him, furries aren't real. I think. I don't know what the internet is. First boss down and confidence on this run goes way up. Making our way to the Cathedral Ward, the center place for true friendliness, we quickly leave to make our way to Old Yarnum. There's a hunter trying to hunt us there that we must hunt. Or maybe we could just run past him for time's sake. We head further deep into Old Yarnum, unlocking our shortcuts, of course, till we reach the chapel where we find our next boss, the Flapsacks, also known as Bloodstar Beasts, aka BSB. Would it be a surprise to anyone that I killed this boss first try? Well, I did, while also avoiding the BSB's poison the entire time. Not once did it ever trigger slow poison on me. Is this what it feels like to be him? Back at the Cathedral Ward, we have new doors of opportunities open, where we find ourselves in Old Yarnum. I don't really understand this place, so we speed right through it to find ourselves greeted by friendly pointing hollows that allow us to pass right on by to Vicar Amelia. Amelia is such a cool boss in so many factors. Her story is amazing, her design is great, her aggressiveness really asks for the player to step up their game, and... Amelia? Amelia, please stop healing. Amelia, I can't keep up with your healing. Oh, thank God. That could have been really bad. We peer into a skull's light to learn a password which allows us to get into the Forbidden Woods, where we find ourselves met with a very fun version of a boss fight everyone likes in Souls games. Gank bosses. Right? Shadows of Yarnum go down with ease, with it being very surprising how squishy they were. I guess that means the rest of this game will be easy. Making our way to Bergenworth, we now find ourselves into a transition phase of this game. We go from killing beasts and humans to bug-like beings who really try to mess with our heads. No. Go away. I said no hugging. Diving straight into the unknown, we find ourselves faced with an even bigger bug-like being who resembles some sort of mythical god, which also seems oddly passive. Oh well, a hunter must hunt and all. With Rom dead, the Blood Moon phase triggers within the game, and we are now in the technical late game. We are sent to Yahar'gul because of our actions, where we seem to be around very familiar looking enemies, but with a curse even stronger than before. It is almost like they attempted something very heinous within this very city. Ugh. What is that? Am I watching a birthing of some sort? Your poor mother. The one reborn. Oh, I remember. This city wanted a new god of their own creation, so they smacked a bunch of people together to make, well, this. And as much as I would like to help this abomination, the best cure for it is death. If that wasn't a nightmare, I really don't want to know what could be considered worse. Oh yeah, frenzy. Nobody ever should endure frenzy. This is unforgivable, game. Someone must pay for this. In fact, the next person I run into will pay for this very dearly.
No, we shall not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now. Now I'm waking up. I'll forget everything.
Mikolash going down leaves us with 3 more bosses for the end of the main game. But before we get to those, this is a perfect time to clean up all the optional bosses, as well as grabbing questionable items. Tell me, who would have guessed that Martyr Logarius would be the biggest technical wall in this run? You see, for those of you asking why I'm using the word technical, I'll explain. You see, Logarius's first phase is no issue. He is slow, and he staggers with every shot that lands. Oh, but his second phase has just one teeny tiny thing that's worth mentioning. He's immune to projectiles. Let me be more precise. He isn't fully immune to projectiles. He is just immune to projectiles while he is surrounded by this red aura right here. And oh, dear viewer, I know you are thinking the same thing I once thought about this run. If he can't be hit by projectiles, the run's over. And yes, that is correct. Unless. While it still stands correct that he is immune to projectiles while in the red aura, but if he were to step out of his own aura, or we trick the game by studying his movements closely and a decent amount of luck, we could definitely find a method to beat him. And find that method we did. And with Logarius down, we now move on to the DLC. This has been quite a long dream, but even I want to wake up now. Gadaman, I want to go back to the real world. Gadaman, why are you grabbing your scythe? Gadaman, have you been taking your medication lately? I told you those meds were for daily use, not whenever you felt like it. Great. See, in my dream, I had to beat up a grandpa. How could this possibly get any worse? Oh, brother, what the Well, there it is. Every boss beaten in Bloodborne with just a bow. That was surprisingly really fun, and it held some shocking results. I hope you guys enjoy this journey of a run as much as I did. I will see you in the next one.
Oh, good hunter.